Coming up on this edition of Mustang News, we take a look at the popular game Dungeons & Dragons. Plus, we check up on MSU's soccer and softball teams. All this and more coming up.
Hello and welcome to Mustang News. I'm Jacob Smith.
And I'm Morgan Hare.
Reporter Jenna Horn caught up with some undergraduates to talk about the research they were working on through the Eureka program here at MSU.
Students participating in Eureka hosted their first round of Posters on the Go on February 27th in the Student Center. The students were able to present posters documenting their research topics and do a test run for the final presentation of their research. A wide range of topics are being researched by the students.
Bacteria onophytes in seeds, and that basically means is like there's bacteria inside seeds, and we want to see like the benefits of the bacteria inside the seeds, if it helps it grow.
Literally get to convert knowledge that we learn in the classrooms and take it to the lab where we can actually see if we apply it and see if it actually works and if it's true.
Other topics include research on drones, child abuse, E. coli, and more. There will be another poster presentation at the end of the semester when students have completed their research. All students will be able to view these posters and presentations in the Student Center. For MNG Media, I'm Jenna Horn.
Earlier this week, I caught up with the men's soccer team here at MSU.
Yes, you did, Morgan. Spring soccer season just started and the team is ready for their upcoming games. Here's more on the story.
Following an undefeated regular season, the men's soccer team was picked to go far in the postseason. After an unexpected upset from Cal Poly in the quarterfinals, the Mustangs are eager to work hard this spring in order to prepare for the fall 2018 season. Junior kinesiology major Kopi Sapoamoa is expecting success from the boys in the fall after this tough spring training.
To get fit and see where we stand, stacking up or going into the fall, make sure that we have what we need, recruit positions that we might be missing, like seniors we might be losing, get in the best physical shape possible, and just compete and see if we can match up with other teams and win a national championship this fall.
Graduate assistant Chase Robertson gives us a look at the spring season from a coach's perspective.
It's a good chance to continue to keep your fitness and give those young players an opportunity to play and kind of develop further so that they are ready come fall.
While the spring is more focused on fitness, the NCAA does allow 5 playing dates. This spring, the Mustangs have a tough schedule, playing games against Division I schools including the University of Tulsa and Southern Methodist University. Head coach Doug Elder is looking forward to seeing how this spring plays out.
Seeing some of these younger guys perform and seeing them up against very good competition and what they can do. And looking forward to, obviously academics is going to be important for these guys to stay eligible and take care of their academic businesses. But just watching them grow and watching them get stronger in the weight room, watching them get more confident on the ball. We lost 4 good seniors last year that were a big part of our program, and we have some big holes to fill. So these guys really need to step up and to watch them mature and develop into players that can help us win a championship someday. That's exciting.
Be on the lookout for more details concerning upcoming games over social media, and make sure you come out and support as the Mustangs open their spring season March 7th against Laredo Community College at Stang Park. For MNG Media, I'm Morgan Hare.
The Midwestern State softball team is off to their best start in 7 years. MNG reporter Craig Tidmore takes a look at the expectations for this year.
The Midwestern State University women's softball team is off to their best start since 2011. Despite losing their first game of the season, Midwestern State was able to close out the Lubbock Softball Classic with 4 straight wins. Senior catcher Amanda Thomas believes that getting to the conference tournament would be a great stepping stone for them this season.
I think our biggest goal this year is our goal to just get to the conference tournament because we missed it last year by one game, so I think that would be a really good goal for us and just do well and do what we can.
Thomas also notes that communication and energy is something that can help them reach that goal.
I think sometimes our energy falls a little bit, but as long as we pick each other up, which we did a great job of doing last weekend, our energy would kind of fall down and everybody else would just kind of make sure that we stayed up, talked to each other, which we're doing a great job of doing this year. Last year our communication wasn't there as much, but we're coming in the dugout, talking to each other, talking to each other about like what we see at the plate and everything like that. And just we made errors this weekend and everybody else just kind of picked us up. If one person struggled, then somebody else would pick us up, and it wasn't a big deal if we made an error. We all trusted each other and really played as a team last weekend.
Communication will be key for the Mustangs, as many of the new players are transfers, but this has helped build a solid group of players.
We're a totally different team than we were last year. We have a ton of transfers that came in. Just in general, our numbers are a lot better. And all of our pitchers, we have Gracie, Riley, Abby, and Tucker that came in. They were all transfers. We have a really, really good pitching staff this year, so they're going to be sharing a lot of the time. I wouldn't say we have one set starter right now, but they all share time pretty well. They all can start, they all can relieve.
The Mustangs currently hold a record of 8 wins and 2 losses, with their next scheduled game a doubleheader at Mustangs Park on February 23rd, starting at 5 p.m. For Sports Scene, I'm Craig Tidmore.
Thank you, Jessica. In the last few years, the fantasy role-playing game Dungeons & Dragons has grown in popularity due to a higher exposure from mainstream media and a brand new 5th edition release. We had a brief chance to sit in on a local group's campaign in action for a day to learn some more about what the world of Dungeons & Dragons looks like.
Of night, a brave party of adventurers wanders through a muggy, dense forest. They've been summoned here to the country of Barovia to free a demon prince from a relentless curse. Along their way towards his forbidden castle, the group's progress is hindered by a pack of undead wolves and shamblemen. They don their weapons and charge full-on into battle to clear the path ahead of these pesky minions.
One of the scarecrows appears directly behind Ez, and you see another one wading its way this direction.
Alright, Romovic is going to aim for the wolf that Ellie just hit, and he's just going to throw his spear right at it.
Okay.
12. 18.
18? Definitely
Yes.
hits.
Going to run over to the field of grain, and I'm going to just crouch down to hide.
Ez will follow suit.
Just kind of the edge, so I can still see. So I'm going to shoot this one twice.
Okay.
Dang it. Okay. 18 and 11 to attack.
Which one?
This one right here.
Okay.
Oben comes up and sees that the wolf is bloodied and swings his great axe at him and just chops off his head.
Dungeons & Dragons is a tabletop game where friends and players come together, create their own custom characters, roleplay and fight in a custom-created environment, battle monsters and baddies, and gain levels that unlock awesome powers and deadly abilities. Michael Sewell, this party's game master, says it was a natural transition for him into the world of D&D because his love for fantasy genre and board games.
I've always been interested in the fantasy realm, and that's just kind of been my escape. I love Lord of the Rings and all that stuff, and this just seemed kind of like a natural transition for me. I love playing games first off, and I'd seen a few people play this game. I was like, this seems kind of cool. I'll try it out, and we got our group together and played, and I instantly fell in love with the game in the first session. So it was really cool.
As a game master, Michael is the one in charge of the world the players are put into, and he also creates the story that gets unfurled once all the action and encounters are settled.
It's a lot of research and a lot of reading, sometimes a lot of math, getting everything prepared and taking a lot of notes to have every possible occurrence accounted for.
After dealing with the pesky horde of minions, the party was able to find a secret message that uncovered where to find the weapon that is the big bad evil guy's greatest weakness. Let's hope they can stay alive long enough to find it. For MNG Media, I'm Jacob Smith.
We have reporter Michaela Conway here in the studio today with a music review, here to share with you her thoughts on the new album that was recently released by the band Fall Out Boy.
Thanks, Morgan. Fall Out Boy released their 7th studio album on January 19th after a 5-month worldwide delay due to the band thinking their own album was garbage. The first single, Young and the Menace, was released alongside its llama-filled music video, and what a ride it was. For Young and the Menace, Fall Out Boy experimented with the EDM genre, so it probably wasn't the best song to debut their album with. Champion and Last of the Real Ones sticks to the classic pop-punk sound we've come to expect from the band. As far as Menace goes, it begs several listens before you allow yourself to come to terms with its new sound. But as a longtime fan, Patrick Stump could release a 20-minute album of himself screaming into a microphone, and I would have it on pre-order. Don't let the new EDM vibes deter you from the rest of the album, though, as the other songs include Stump's genius wordplay and badass choruses. For your listening pleasure, my top 3 from this album are Last of the Real Ones, of which the music video is a must-see, Wilson, Expensive Mistakes, and Stay Frosty, Royal Milk Tea. All in all, this album was more than I bargained for, but it makes a great addition to my music library.
That's it for this edition of Mustang News.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at MNG Media and like us on Facebook. And be sure to tune in next time for your campus news.